and I went a year and a half ago, and he was the medic on my trip.
That is a grown woman. In a confessional, revealing that her husband told his own mother her private medical diagnosis before she got the chance to tell anybody herself. Loren has Tourette syndrome. She decided to tell the public on television. And the argument, the entire conflict of the scene, is not that Alexei is abusive, or controlling, or cruel, or leaving, or cheating, or spending $15,000 on a cam model. The argument is, she wanted to announce it first. That is the argument. That is, frankly, the whole season arc. And it is at this exact moment that I need to make the thesis of this episode very clear, because nobody else will. Loren and Alexei Brovarnik are the only actual functional couple in the entire 90-Day Fiancé universe, and TLC has no idea what to do with them.
Birthright is a free 10-day trip for Jewish people to go to Israel to tour the country.
Let me walk you through the worst romantic story in the entire franchise, and I mean that as a compliment. In 2013, Loren, a Jewish girl from New Jersey, goes on a Birthright Israel trip. Birthright is the 10-day free-to-her Israel program that Jewish American college kids do. And for our purposes, it is basically a cruise with more history and less alcohol. Alexei is the bus medic. The bus medic. He is there because someone has to be a medic. She gets food poisoning. He brings her Gatorade. 11 years later, they are married with 3 children. That is the meet cute. That is the entire scandal. Food poisoning. On a bus, in 2013.
Back in Israel, I worked as a medic for trips, and it was about helping people, and it was a good job.
He said famously, and this is the only line Alexei has ever delivered that cut through, that Loren was the only one on the bus who didn't throw up. That is what he liked about her stable digestion. In a franchise where people meet on campsites and blow $50,000 on a visa, the Brovarnik origin story is, she kept her lunch down. I will go to my grave defending that as the healthiest.
She sees a future. With Alexei's family living in Israel, and Loren clearly thriving in the environment, the idea of relocating permanently becomes more realistic.
The early relationship was long distance. Loren flew back and forth. Alexei had to figure out a K1. They went through the paperwork. They did the interviews, they did the waiting. And I want to note, because nobody ever says it, that the Brovarnik K1 arc was genuinely one of the least dramatic K1 arcs in franchise history. He got approved, he moved to New Jersey, his mother cried at the airport. It's a sitcom. If this were any other reality genre, it would be Everybody Loves Raymond with subtitles.
Alexei and Loren for the first time as husband and wife.
They get married twice. Once in the United States in September 2015, and again in Israel in July 2016, because Alexei's family lives in Israel and the U.S. wedding was not accessible to them. 2 weddings, both kosher. Both paid for, apparently, without incident. I need you to understand how rare this is in the franchise. Most 90-Day Fiancé weddings involve a last-minute venue cancellation, a visa screaming match, a crying mother-in-law, and one relative who refuses to attend. The Brovarniks had 2 weddings on 2 continents with catering. The producers who cut the season must have been holding their breath waiting for the scandal. It never came. The scandal is that there is no scandal.
Let's dive into the full story. Loren Brovarnik, beloved star of 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, is finally living a long-held dream, visiting Israel with her husband Alexei and their 3 children, Shai, Asher.
They have 3 kids. Shai, born 2020. Asher, born 2021. Ariel, born 2022, premature, spent time in the MICU. 3 Hebrew names, 3 healthy outcomes, 1 scary one. 3 kids, 4 years. In this franchise. In the same franchise where adults can't get a K1 through without lying about it, Loren and Alexei produce 3 human beings in a stable household. And the franchise response to this, I want you to sit with this. The franchise response to this was another spin-off. Because if the drama won't come, TLC will film them having small children in a beach condo and hope that an infant fight breaks out.
And Ariel. Though the couple once hoped to permanently relocate to Israel, ongoing global tensions and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict forced them to put those plans on hold and remain in the United States.
And the only genuine conflict, the real conflict, not the franchise-manufactured conflict, is that Loren has been brutally honest about postpartum depression, body dysmorphia, and the toll 3 kids in 4 years takes on a body and a brain. She has cried on camera about it. She has posted about it on Instagram. And the fan response, some of the fan response, and I want to be clear, this is the minority, has been to accuse her of being attention-seeking. To which I want to say, my friend, it is a reality show. Seeking attention is the literal job description. She is not attention-seeking, she is on task. And the on-the-record disclosure of postpartum depression on a reality show in 2021 is, genuinely, one of the more generous things anyone has ever done with this platform. She made postpartum depression an allowed topic on a network whose other programming is primarily couples screaming at each other in rental cars.
In one touching Instagram story, she shared a sweet photo with daughter Ariel, writing, "NDDD, a successful day 2 in our favorite place."
The body dysmorphia disclosures are the same deal. She did not have to say any of that. She could have posted thirst traps and banked it. Instead, she talked about the mirror, the self-talk, the postpartum body. That is a risky move in an attention economy that rewards flawlessness. And the Brovarnik fanbase rewarded it, because the Brovarnik fanbase is, on the whole, extremely nice and extremely female and extremely willing to give a real person the benefit of the doubt. That is the secret of their longevity. The fandom is grown-ups.
But is this just a family vacation, or something more permanent?
So here is where the pivot lands. Because the whole thing pivots on this. TLC keeps greenlighting Brovarnik content. Loren and Alexei, after the 90 days. Pillow Talk, multiple happily ever after appearances. The Brovarniks go to Israel. Segment, the birthday party episode. And the ratings are fine. Because Loren and Alexei are genuinely likable. But the content itself is structurally starving. The B-roll is the two of them eating pasta. The confessional is Loren saying she loves her husband. The producer prompt is, clearly, is there any way you could have a fight about the dishwasher? And they just don't. They are infuriatingly fine. Here's the thing. The Reddit consensus on Loren and Alexei is that they are wholesome fan favorites. And the minor gripes, the Israel move during regional conflict, the postpartum disclosure hosts, Alexei's occasional smugness, are genuine but tiny. I am not, for once, countering the consensus. I am expanding it. Because the real insight is not Loren and Alexei are great. It is 90 Day Fiancé cannot metabolize a great couple. The format rejects them like a body rejects a transplant. They are healthy tissue. The show.
One follower told her, "Israel suits you," to which Loren responded with gratitude and excitement.
And then, in the middle 2020s, during an actively escalating regional conflict, Alexei decides to move the family to Israel, full-time, with the 3 small children. While missiles are, at various points, flying, Loren goes along. She posts about it. The fans lose their minds. Half of them are pro the move for Zionist reasons, half of them are terrified for the kids, all of them are looking for any reason to turn it into a fight. And Alexei, bless him, does not engage. He posts one Times of Israel profile where he's called the primetime Israel ambassador. He poses for the picture. The move eventually gets paused because of the conflict, and the family returns to the US.
It's a homecoming. What Loren's happy life updates from Israel mean?
They now live in Hollywood Beach, Florida. They visit Israel regularly. Alexei is a Birthright Israel Foundation recurring speaker. They are, at this point, the most thoroughly content couple on reality television. And this is the actual roast, a problem for the show. Because the show needs a Jasmine. The show needs a Gino. The show needs a Camsite Mike. The show cannot metabolize 3 kids and a beach condo. The show genetically does not know how to hold a camera on a Shabbat dinner. If nothing is on fire, there is no footage.
This is his future family.
Let's go.
Imagine you are the producer. You have been assigned the Brovarnik episode. The mandate is generate an 8-minute segment with enough conflict to hold the tease out of the commercial break. The footage you have is 2 adults who love each other, 3 children in pajamas, a dog, Kala, and a kiddish cup. You have operationally nothing. You cut in some old footage from the 2015 wedding. You invent a fake cliffhanger about whether Loren's mother is coming over. The audience sees through it. You filed the episode. You are a hack at the hands of a working marriage. To be fair, and this is the walk back, there is one real criticism you can level at the Brovarniks, and it is not that they are boring. It is that being a cast member at all is, at this point, a lifestyle choice they have made together. Most 90-day couples do 1 season and leave. The Brovarniks have, collectively, done more franchise screen time than any couple in the show's history, and they have done it while maintaining the health of the marriage, which means they are either a saints, B, the best compensated cast members on the network, or C, both. I suspect they are both, and I don't hold it against them. You have 3 kids in Hollywood, Florida. Do your thing. Cash the check.
Loren, do you take Alexei to be your husband?
Loren was incidentally the first 90-day Fiancé cast member to openly discuss Tourette syndrome on the show. Before that, the franchise had never touched the diagnosis. And that is the kind of cultural footprint moment the show would, in any other context, spin into a special. Instead, because Loren is not willing to weaponize her diagnosis into a drama storyline, the show kind of acknowledges it and keeps moving. Genuine disclosure, genuinely delivered, on a platform that does not know what to do with it.
I love you.
I love you too.
And Alexei, I do need to say this, is occasionally a little smug. He has the kind of confidence that comes from having been the medic on the bus, and it has, at times, aged into a tone. Is he insufferable? No. Is he slightly a man who has, over a decade, started narrating his own life as if he is being filmed for a Times of Israel profile? Yes. But that's what marriage does to you. That's what 3 kids does to you. You develop a voice. It's fine. It's sitcom level. It's not a problem. And here is the actual pivot. Here is the second ground shift. Because the bigger claim, the claim nobody has made about this couple, is that Loren and Alexei are the thing the franchise sells, and also the thing the franchise cannot produce. The show pitches itself on love. The show delivers on drama. Those are not the same product. Loren and Alexei are the only people in the franchise who have delivered on the pitch. That is why the format cannot film them. They are off topic. In the final walk back on the whole franchise, Loren and Alexei are, unsurprisingly, also the only cast members who could leave the show tomorrow and have a normal, intact, economically viable life. Every other cast member is kind of locked into the reality star afterlife. Cameo, OnlyFans, podcast, hot tub content. The Brovarniks could just stop. They have a family. They have a community. They have, unbelievably, a synagogue. The show is a side project for them. For everyone else on this network, the show is the project.
She's been documenting every meaningful moment of the trip on Instagram, bringing fans along for the ride.
Watch an Instagram story from one of them some night. It's a kid eating pasta. It's Loren showing a new Shai. It's Alexei at the beach. It's nothing. It's the most peaceful footage on the network. And that is why you should watch it.
He's coming on over, and we're going to take that 90 days to plan our wedding.
The Brovarniks will, occasionally, post marriage advice reels. Whether you share chores, whether you sleep in the same bed when one of you is sick, whether you text during the day. The advice is, without exception, extremely mundane and extremely good. And mundane good advice is, I would like to submit, The single most radical possible content on a network that has built an audience around Darcy Silva crying into a glass of wine in a bathrobe in a rented mansion. Peace is the format-breaking genre. Peace is the underground. And the last thing, and this is the piece nobody else will say, because everyone wants a take that is either cynical or sentimental, and I am offering a take that is neither. The Brovarniks have been, accidentally, the single best PR the K-1 visa process has ever gotten. Every other K-1 story on this network has ended in disaster. Theirs ended in kids. And the United States immigration apparatus, if it were savvy, would use a picture of Loren, Alexei, and the 3 kids for the next State Department brochure. They won't, because the State Department does not watch TLC, but they should. 3 kids, 2 weddings, 1 bus, 1 diagnosis handled with dignity, and a cable network that spent a decade trying to squeeze a divorce out of a marriage that stubbornly worked. The Brovarniks did nothing wrong, which is, by franchise standards, the single most dramatic. If you made it this far, you either love me or you're looking for something to yell about in the comments. Either way, like, subscribe, and tell your sister.